When I started to write, I felt this current running through me like electricity, this expansive energy that opened me beyond my physical and mental boundaries, capacities. For most of my life, I thought that this was just inspiration. This is what it felt like. I felt moved, and so I wrote with that fire. But I only wrote when I felt that inspiration to do so. But then something changed, and I found a devotion to the practice, to my creative practice, to writing. And I learned through devotion something quite different. And that is that this energy, this electricity, is available consistently. It is what happens when we touch the space within us that is alive. So when I show up, when I'm open to receiving, when I attend to the page, something magical and mysterious happens. We don't merely tap into joy and abundance. We are joy and abundance. And this has been the drastic difference in what I believed when I started writing, and for many years did only come to the page to write when I felt it, when I felt like it, to when I devoted myself and began to write every day. I realized this joy and this abundance, this energy that is within me, that is this deep well of creativity that is really, you can't run out of it, is always there to be accessed if we are willing to show up, that we access this creative energy through the act of making. And we do this by devoting ourselves to writing or painting or dancing, whatever it is. In this video, I want to talk more about how we enter that space of joy, of abundance within us. So I hope you'll keep watching. Welcome to Devotion to Writing. If you're new here, I thank you for being here. Consider liking and subscribing to follow along as we explore how to build a daily writing practice. I started this channel in order to share this abundance that I felt through writing, through devotion, and to encourage anyone, everyone, to devote a portion of their day to creating, to writing, to painting, again, to dancing, whatever it is that calls you to make it. Not devoting time each day to produce something necessarily in the sense of that you want to sell it, and not to, in order to become a successful author even, not to gain followers, but just first and foremost to develop this dynamic relationship with your own divinity, and to discover the joy of communing with this beauty and this poetry that is inside of you all the time. It is you. We just have forgotten how to access it, but creativity is that access. It is that doorway that we can open this channel, open this doorway up, and have access to this great wealth of what is creativity, of what is creating inside of us all of the time. When we work on material, though, say it is writing, when we work on material, we have a focus for all of the energy that we are. It is just one way that we can tap in to the sacred that we are. This is our abundance, this divinity inside. And quite frankly, when we access this as artists, we have everything. We don't need to get it anywhere outside of us. We don't need to find it. And quite frankly, we're not going to get it from any awards, any praise that we get, any feedback we get. Because once we have this established relationship, we have everything. We have the energy we need to make whatever we want. Whatever happens with it out in the world, whatever happens after we make it is ancillary. It's after the fact, because we already have the great gift of it, which is our making. So I don't spend much time in these videos talking about craft. There are many places that you can learn about technique, you can learn about writing, poetry or short stories or novel or whatever it is. I believe you learn to write by writing. So I want you to get your butt in the seat. And that your making is going to teach you how to make. And sure, you can go, like I said, pick up some craft tips here and there, but really it is the doing that is going to be what teaches you how. So instead of all of these craft things, I focus on encouraging you to show up, take a seat, spend time at the page, and sing back to the divine within you. This is the practice of witnessing. It is a practice of communing. It is a practice of listening, a practice of surrendering, a practice of praising, of giving thanks. It is a daily practice. And art making is this. It's a discipline, a daily practice, a discipline of showing up. It is rigorous. Creating is rigorous. Writing is rigorous. If you think that it is easy, if you say having this ideal in your mind that for a real writer, it's easy. It is not. I have sat with, quote, real writers, successful writers, best-selling authors, famous poets. The writing is not easy. The creating is not easy. If this is your belief, and this is what you use to keep you getting to the page because you say, it should be easy, please set that belief aside. Let it die. Let it go away. It is not true. It's a fantasy. Art making is not fueled on inspiration. It is, sure, inspiration has a part in the creative process, but it is work. It is discipline. Creating does not happen by accident. Yes, sure, inspiration comes and goes, but sustained creativity, I'm talking about a life that is shaped by our creative practice, our writing, we only get this from devotion, from showing up and carving out a life of it. So even just 10 minutes a day can open you up to this flow of energy that I'm talking about, can allow you to tap into this energy that you are. And here you just play with it. You just release it. It is a practice. Like anything, it gets easier as you do it. So I encourage you, that's what this video is. That's what all my videos are going to do the daily work of offering yourself, your time, your energy, your attention to writing. Bring up one stone today. That's been my phrase. This bring up a stone has been my phrase here for the winter. We're in the winter here where I live in the Northern Hemisphere, and this idea of bringing up one stone is something that I learned from my grandmother, who at 80 years old decided she wanted to build a stone wall. She knew she couldn't build it all, she didn't have the physical strength to do it all in a few days or even a few weeks, but she could bring up one single stone a day to that stone wall. And that's what she did every day. It took her 2 years to build the stone wall she wanted, but she got it done one stone at a time. So for us, if we're trying to build a writing practice or any kind of creative practice, just do one small thing a day. Bring up one stone, write one page, write one paragraph, write one sentence. Start to develop this practice, this ritual, this devotion of coming to the page. And so let me ask you, how is your writing practice right now? What is your relationship to writing, to painting, to creativity, to your creative process? What would you like it to look like if it doesn't look like that? Are you showing up for your work daily? Are you putting in time and energy? Are you giving it your attention? And if not, I encourage you, begin today. Begin right now. Set an intention. Get a page, open up a journal, get a piece of blank paper out, open up a new file on your computer and start to write. Set an intention to write today, and then set that same intention for tomorrow. Or for right now, say, I'm going to write for the rest of this week. I'm going to write for 7 straight days. Practice is what gives us this access to the abundance, this energy that you are. You will find it. It doesn't come and go. It is always there. It is eternal. It is burning inside of us always. Creativity is a way to get there, to reach it, to tap into that well and that wealth of creativity that you are. We have to enter the space of making to get it often. And sometimes it does come as inspiration. I'm going to keep saying that it does. But consistency, a sustained practice, one that actually shapes, reshapes, transforms your life, is a practice that is built of devotion. So make writing sacred. Make a ritual of it and sit every day, preferably the same time each day. Really build that routine and give yourself the permission and the opportunity to write anything, to write everything. It does not matter what you write, especially when you're beginning. Just begin. I know when I started my devotion practice, well, I didn't know I was going to have a devoted practice, but a friend challenged me to write every day. And so I sat and I wrote, and I didn't know what I was writing. Sometimes I was just asking the question, what am I doing? What am I writing? What am I here for? Why do I write? Why do I want to write? But getting into that habit, that routine of getting to the page, those questions began to be answered, and I found my way into what I wanted to write. I found my way into writing a whole collection of poetry, A Strange Catechism, which I don't know if you can see. That's right back there. So focus on getting to the page consistently and let yourself explore, discover, play, and above all, enjoy the writing process. Has anybody ever told you that you can enjoy writing, that you can enjoy creating? Writing does not have to be this excruciating labor, this torture. It can be joyous. It can be fun. It can be playful. Just practice this, getting to the page and writing anything. The what and the why, it will come. They'll come on their own. It's my experience. It's been my experience of working with literally hundreds of writers over the years, that what stops most people from writing isn't that they lack ability or talent, but they don't have the discipline. They lack the discipline. They lack the devotion. And they wonder, why isn't this happening? Why aren't I writing? Why isn't this book happening? It's because, quite frankly, you're just not coming and sitting and giving it the time that it needs to ripen. The work doesn't ripen of itself. It ripens because you continue to come and give attention to it. And devotion is the key to the ripening. Devotion is going to lift you over the rough spots. It's going to carry you through the doldrums. It's going to sustain you when you don't feel inspired. It's just consistent. Here I am at the page. Doesn't matter if I'm tired. Doesn't matter if I'm hungover. Doesn't matter if I've had a great day. I'm writing. And in this way, this very simple way of showing up, carrying one stone up to the stone wall, you begin to transform your world. You begin by, I should say, you transform your life, your world, by transforming your relationship to the creator, to the creativity that you are. And then it's no longer, it becomes no longer about fitting writing or drawing or painting into your life, but about grounding your life or building your life around the sacred time of your creativity. Everything you desire becomes possible through this commitment, through your commitment to showing up, making yourself available, and writing. So here's a little prompt for you today to get you started. Answer that question I posed earlier in this video. What is my relationship to writing? And write about that. I'd love to see what you write. If you want to share it with me, you can drop it in the comments. You can also message me through my website, which is devotiontowriting.com. If you check out that website, which I encourage you to visit, you can find out about other opportunities I offer to help you cultivate a daily writing practice. I have online, in-person workshops throughout the year. I also lead writing residencies and retreats to beautiful places like Portugal coming up in October. So what is your relationship to writing? Start cultivating that relationship today. And I hope you write today. And I hope you write deeply today. And I know that if you do write, you will write beautifully, because beautiful is what you are. Blessings.